Bones snapping, twig crunching, Jacker Manson's here. Twig crunching, bone snapping. Here we go. Kevin Holland versus Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. Round one. Nice right hand from Holland. Big shot from Mikhail. Kevin Holland's never been knocked out. He's been KO'd with a headbutt, but never knocked out on paper. Nice body shots from Mikhail. Mikhail has that big, ugly style. He has a very awkward style, and he has heavy hands. Oleksiejczuk's got some big, heavy shots. He's got the big, ugly style to a T, and he's very tough. He's got a durable... Oh! Kevin Holland just got dropped! Kevin Holland just got dropped! Dude, this is the type of thing to break Kevin Holland early. Let's see if he can submit him, though. Bro, Mikhail Oleksiejczuk's got crafty power, but here's an armbar from Holland. Oh, that armbar's deep. That armbar's deep. Is Kevin... Oh! Oh, it's ugly. It's getting ugly. Kevin Holland's laughing at the big, ugly style. He said, here's a big, ugly armbar. Oh! It's deep. But he's tough. Oh, is he going to break it? Oh! Oh! Oh, he's going to break... Oh, he's going to break the... No, but he's not tapping. Hey! 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 Don't end the fight. Don't end the fight. I don't give a fuck if his arm is broken. I don't care. Dude. Hey, Kevin Holland with the divisional skill gap. He got dropped, but that's that welterweight grappling skill, the welterweight submission game. Still, I don't think that you should stop the fight. If a fighter doesn't tap, you don't fucking stop it. Let him fight with a broken arm. Let them fight with a broken arm, dude. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. People hype up fighters that don't tap. There's something, you know, that's a warrior thing not to tap. This guy is trying to go out on a sword. He's not tapping to a submission. He's not choked out. He's not unconscious. I'm sorry. You don't stop that fight. Fuck that. They just robbed Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. Not that he would have won the fight with a broken arm. It would have been tough. I don't care about whether or not he would have won later on. I'm just saying you do not stop a fight if someone doesn't tap to an armbar. It's called the technical submission, dummy. I don't care. I don't care. You don't stop the fight. He didn't tap. You don't stop the fight. You stop a fight if a fighter's getting choked to sleep and they're unconscious and they don't tap. I don't like that. He didn't tap. He didn't tap. They just robbed him from going out like a warrior. They robbed him from having a chance. Kevin Holland could have tired himself out, not gotten it, and then the fight would have continued. I'm not saying Mikhail necessarily wins with a broken arm, but at least he has a chance. I know he broke his arm. It doesn't matter. You can't work to make money because of an idiotic injury. Dude, I'm just saying, like, Mikhail Oleksiejczuk was in there. Oh, he tapped. It actually looked like he tapped. It actually looked like he tapped there. It actually looked like he tapped. Let's see. Did he tap? Oh! He was tapping. There's a couple of taps. There's a couple of taps right there. Bro, it's not about it. I'm not saying that, you know, you need to see a fighter's head off. You need to see a fighter get their head cut off in order to step in. I'm just saying it's an arm bar. You're not choked to sleep. Okay, you break... Like, I've seen fighters get put in some horrific arm bars where their arms have definitely been messed up. And they've been allowed to get out of it. They've been allowed to survive. I don't know. It didn't really look like he tapped. I just don't think you can step in if someone doesn't tap to an armbar. Technical submission, learn the rules. All right, then maybe it's technical submission. I've been watching this sport for like 8 years, and rarely does that ever happen. Usually they let them continue. He didn't tap. He did not tap. It's not even broken. He put us out of our misery, that's true. He put us out of our misery, that's true, but still. I don't like the fact that they stopped the fight. This guy is trying to be a warrior. He's not tapping. You have to give a fighter respect for fighting through something like that. This is a warrior sport, man. This is not someone getting punched in the face repeatedly and taking a ton of damage and they can't defend themselves and they're not out conscious. He's not even taking a lot of head damage. It's an arm, okay? Shit will recover. He didn't tap. I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, I picked Kevin Holland, and I'm 8-2 tonight. So, or wait, yeah, I'm 8-2. So I'm pretty happy with my pick so far. About to go 10-2. No tap. Yeah, there was no tap. There was no tap. He tapped once, bro. I think he was tapping to gauge. You know, sometimes you tap. Sometimes you tap. It's like It's like, you turn the light off before you go to bed and your eyes haven't adjusted. And you have to kind of feel around the room to make sure you don't hit your knee or your face on the wall. That's what Makhachev was doing. He was kind of gauging what was going on, and he tapped once. But there was no real tap. You gotta let him fight through the armbar. Gotta let him fight through the armbar. One tap is a touch. Yeah, exactly. He tapped, don't cry. Why would I be crying? I'm arguing that Mikhail Oleksiejczuk should have been allowed to continue because he didn't tap. I'm not crying about it. I'm just saying I think they did the wrong thing, and I think the ref made a mistake. So you'd rather have your arm broken because you wanted to go out on your shield? Broken limbs can ruin careers? True. That is true. But, still, people break their arms sometimes and they recover. Hey, the ref didn't step in when Tony Ferguson and, what's his name? When Tony Ferguson and Charles Oliveira were fighting. Ferguson was put in a horrific armbar. You could even hear him scream. Ref didn't step in there. And look, Ferguson went on to win the fight. Second round, third round, dominance from Ferguson. I'm kidding. So when it's still on the feet, it's okay to stop to punches to the face. I don't think standing TKOs are usually the best. I usually complain when that happens either way. But when an arm nearly snaps, it's bad. Limb snapping is a potential final result of a sub. Okay, fair enough. I still think that, maybe let it go on a little bit longer. Mikhail has those, Mikhail has the thick bones. He's got the Polish bones. And they're hard to snap. They're real hard to snap. Clearly couldn't intelligently defend his arm. Neither could Tony Ferguson. And look at what he was able to do to Charles. Neither could Jamal Hill, but he still beat Paul Craig's ass. Jamal Hill didn't tap? True. Yeah, but, Jamal Hill's arm was more broken than Mikhail's. Jamal Hill's arm was dangling off the bone. And his career wasn't ruined. He went on to become a champ. So, look at that. If it was a knee bar, would you say the same? Dude, I've never seen anyone get tapped in the UFC due to a knee bar. It's not happened in years. The last time I saw anyone get tapped out by something like that in an MMA fight was Sage Northcutt's opponent in 1FC. That hardly ever happens. So yeah, you should not step in and stop a fight due to a knee bar attempt. They never even work. I'm not saying if he dies, he dies. I'm just saying his arm wasn't broken that badly. And I think that there's an argument not to stop it. That's effed up, bro. You wanted him to... No, I didn't want him to break his arm. It's just that he didn't tap. You should reward a fighter by being tough and wanting to fight through a bad position. It's different if they're taking tons of brain damage and they can't defend themselves. But there's no brain damage there. His arm snapped. It looked like it snapped a bit. But it was one of those weird... It was one of those weird snaps where it snaps for a second and then it snaps back into place. As I said, he's got the big, ugly Polish style. So when you got to snap it twice. You got to snap the snap. You know what I mean? Sometimes in order to get a tan, you have to get a sunburn. You got to burn the burn. You got to burn the burn. So you got to get a sunburn first, and then you got to burn the burn. You got to snap the snap. You got to break it a little bit, but it's not fully broken. It kind of gets lodged back into place, and then you break it again. The second break is usually the real break. Usually there's a bit of a crunch. What Holland had was a crunch. You don't stop the fight due to a crunch, bro. I'm sorry. Straight up. Bro thinks fighters are toys for... No, I don't. You guys are... Listen, when it comes to brain damage and late stoppages, I'm usually different on this stuff. I'm usually thinking, okay, like, you don't want... A late stoppage is never a good move. You never want a late stoppage. That's all. You don't want to see a guy get late stoppage. When Jamal Hill got his arm broke, I wasn't like, oh my God, Jamal Hill, like, how is he gonna have a career? This is the worst moment ever. I'm like, damn, bro was tough. He didn't tap. Sucks for him, but he'll be back in 6 months. And then he was back and became champ. People getting your arm broken is not the worst thing that could happen. Don't fall into what people like Piper say. I know Joe Piper said that his career was supposed to be over. Not fucking hurt, over. When he broke his arm, but look at Piper now. He's breaking everyone's face. Okay, Piper still has a chance to become a champ in the future. Jamal Hill became a champ. Okay, so don't tell me that breaking your arm is the worst thing that could ever happen in MMA. I'm not trolling either. I think that, yes, it's a case-by-case thing. It's a case-by-case thing. With Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, who has the big, ugly style, and his bones are thicker than the average person, you have to break his arm twice in order to truly break it. As I said, there's a crunch. There's an initial crunch that comes with a guy like Mikhail, and then there's a break. So it was a bit of a weird situation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.